Did Mercedes Mone have JD from NY, a popular YouTuber, kicked off commentary at a House of Glory wrestling match this weekend due to controversial remarks made by JD in the past? We'll let you know all the detail on that. Plus, Aleister Black, when is he set to return to WWE? We'll let you know. John Cena drops a heel reference ahead of this evening's Monday Night Raw from Brussels, the first Raw where he's going to be a heel since shockingly doing the dastardly deed and selling his soul to The Rock at Elimination Chamber. We have an update on Becky Lynch's WWE status as well as Hikuleu's WWE status. Stone Cold Steve Austin's status for WrestleMania 41 has possibly been revealed. Austin also opens up on any advice he would give a newly turned heel John Cena. And Kazarian says TNA management is focused on getting a bigger distribution deal. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. But before we do, as always, you can see it right there on the sidebar. Tonight, I will be live for a Monday Night Raw live on Netflix watch along, and we're watching the episode. John Cena, his first appearance since turning heel at Elimination Chamber. That's taking place tonight live on Netflix. I'll be live here on the channel 15 minutes before the show goes live on the air, which will be around 6:45 p.m. GMT, that's UK time. So be sure to join me. I'll also have a post show. We're going to get into all things heel Cena. Now, let's get into today's stories, beginning with an interesting one that's certainly bubbling on social media. Now, over the weekend, Mercedes Mone, the AEW TBS champion, competed in her first independent match since August 2012, taking on Indy Hartwell at HOD City of Dreams. Mercedes was victorious in the bout, tapping Indy with the statement maker. After the bout, Mercedes danced while standing with Indy. This was their first match against each other, but they have trained together in the past. Now, it was certainly significant because this was Mercedes' first independent match, as I mentioned, in over a decade. Mercedes' last independent match took place at CTWE 4-year anniversary show. This is before she signed with WWE. She is the reigning AEW TBS champion, Rev Pro Undisputed British Women's Champion, and New Japan Strong Women's Champion. But there is controversy when it comes to this. Now, usually on these House of Glory shows, the commentary is handled by the Solid Monster, Jason Solomon, as well as JD from NY206, two very popular YouTubers based in the New York area. Now, at the weekend prior to the Mercedes Mone match, JD mysteriously disappeared from commentary, leading some to speculate that Mercedes had requested that he be taken off commentary for her match, possibly due to controversial remarks he's made previously about Mone, about AEW, or about women in professional wrestling. There have been wrestlers in the past who have hit back at JD on social media. Now, this hasn't been confirmed. It must be stressed by Mercedes, by JD, by House of Glory, really by anyone that would know on social media as of right now. At the time of recording this video, we don't know if that's the reason why JD wasn't on commentary for the main event. He was on commentary for other matches at the show, not the main events. So we don't know why he mysteriously disappeared. Now, the only comment that we've really got, looking at this, is from JD's social media. On X, he posted the following GIF. He did respond to a bunch of people who followed up to this, but once again, not explicitly confirming or denying that he was taken off commentary by Mone, by House of Glory, or by anyone. So again, it must be stressed. We don't know if indeed that's what happened, but he posted the following GIF yesterday, and you can look into it. It's a toilet paper GIF, and it says there, Charmin Ultra Soft, with people reading into it and looking into it suggesting that he's referring to somebody being ultra soft. Now, is that somebody being ultra soft because of criticism he's made of them, namely AEW wrestlers, namely Mercedes Mone, namely some female wrestlers that he's criticized in the past, or is it about social media, just being ultra soft and making things up because nothing really happened? We'll wait and see if we get any more information on this. Of course, if we get any update as to actually what happened regarding Mercedes or JD, we'll let you know in a future video. But what are your thoughts on this whole situation? Let me know your reaction to all of it. What are your thoughts on Mercedes Mone? What are your thoughts on JD from NY? What are your thoughts on this possible drama coming out of this indie show at the weekend? Let me know your reaction to it in the comments section below. Now, Aleister Black, he's on his way back to WWE, and we may now have details on when he's expected to return to WWE television. Fans reportedly will have to wait a little while longer for Malakai Black, of course formerly known as Aleister Black, to make his return to WWE television. According to PWN, Aleister Black is not expected to return to WWE before WrestleMania 41. Instead, the former NXT champion is expected to appear on WWE programming for the first time since 2021 on the post-WrestleMania 41 edition of Friday Night SmackDown from the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. Black's return was hinted at on the March 14th episode of SmackDown as he appeared to be shown in a vignette on the show, as was another former AEW talent in Rey Fenix, who is expected to debut within weeks. Malakai Black officially departed AEW upon the expiration of his contract in February of this year, with it emerging that WWE had plans to push the 39-year-old as a potential major single star. Black was expected to be assigned to Friday Night SmackDown, particularly as his wife Zelina Vega wrestles on WWE's Blue brand. Malakai Black previously performed for WWE from 2016 until 2021. He had supporters in the company in Triple H and Paul Heyman. Triple H is now WWE's chief content officer, while Paul Heyman remains a key creative figure behind the scenes. Now tonight, as I mentioned, we'll be doing that Monday Night Raw watch-along. The live episode on Netflix from Brussels, Belgium will be live 15 minutes before the show goes on the air at 7 p.m. GMT, so we'll be live at 6:45. And John Cena has dropped a reference on social media ahead of tonight's appearance as a heel for the first time on WWE programming in over 20 years. The 16-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion posted to his famous/infamous Instagram account, to which he only posts random pictures, not of himself, just random pictures. He posted a picture of the legendary Cesar Romero, of course, playing the Joker in the Adam West version of the Batman television series from the 1960s. So, are we going to see an evil heel Cena this evening? It looks certainly like that. I don't know if he's going to dress up like the Joker, but what would you like to see from a heel John Cena this evening? Let me know your reaction to it. And as I mentioned, be sure to join me live for the watch along for Netflix Monday Night Raw, heel John Cena. It's going to be a historic show, and we can all watch it together this evening. Becky Lynch, an update on the man's WWE status. Becky Lynch has been absent from WWE programming following the reported expiration of her deal last year, last competing in a Women's World Championship match against Liv Morgan on the May 27, 2024 episode of Monday Night Raw. There have been rumblings and rumours about Lynch's WWE status ever since, with talk drumming up around both Survivor Series and Royal Rumble season, and now once again as WWE is on the road to WrestleMania 41. Fightful Select have offered a small update on Becky Lynch and her plans with WWE, with it being noted that the promotion are in discussions over plans for her return, and creative pitches are being made for the former multi-time WWE Women's World Champion. This doesn't indicate how soon she'll be back, but it means she'll likely be within the next few months if WWE's creative team is actively in talks about it. It emerged last month in a report that she was being discussed for an appearance at WrestleMania 41. With all major women's stars tied up in feuds, it doesn't look likely she'll be factored into the two-night event, but certainly anything is possible. Now, an update here when it comes to Hikuleo. The Bloodline angle continues on television, but two names still haven't appeared on WWE TV. In 2024, Fightful Select had reported that both Hikuleo and Lance Anoa'i had been signed to WWE deals. Shortly after Lance signed, it was known that he was injured. He'd be out of action for well into 2025. Fightful have not heard of that changing. Hikuleo hasn't wrestled since the June 9, 2024 show that saw him lose the IWGP Tag Team Championships with New Japan. However, Fightful were told that he has been on the WWE internal roster for months. Fightful asked main roster creative sources. They were told that they were made aware he was signed, but he wasn't factored into creative plans upon him being signed. Fightful are working on an update about his status, but he is still listed in the company internally. So as of right now, there's not in any plans, it would seem, but of course if that changes, we'll let you know in a future video. Stone Cold Steve Austin. WrestleMania season is once again on the horizon, and people are wondering, will the Texas Rattlesnake be there in Las Vegas? Now, Stone Cold Steve Austin has been officially announced to be making an appearance at a WWE event on WrestleMania 41 weekend. Ever since making an unlikely return to WWE in-ring action at WrestleMania 38, yearly speculation mounts around this time of the year regarding Stone Cold Steve Austin's status for the show of shows. This year has been no different. However, there hasn't been much in the way of reports suggesting that Austin could be set for a role at WrestleMania, with Austin himself recently stating that he hadn't heard from WWE about an appearance. With just over a month to go until the grandest stage of them all, Austin has now officially been announced for an appearance on WrestleMania 41 weekend. As announced by Fanatic Events on Twitter on March 16th, aka Austin 316 Day, the Texas Rattlesnake is set to appear at WWE World in Las Vegas on April 19th and 20th. The announcement reads, quote, "Oh, hell yeah. It's only fitting we dropped this announcement today. Stone Cold Steve Austin is headed to WWE World this April 19th and 20th. Tickets to purchase autographs and photo ops will be on sale Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern. So, while there is no confirmation that Austin will be appearing at WrestleMania 41 itself, he will at least be in town for the two-night event. Of course, if we get any more details, we'll let you know in an upcoming video. Now, speaking of Austin, there has been parallels drawn between himself and John Cena recently with big heel turns of faces of WWE, and Stone Cold Steve Austin doesn't believe he's in a position to offer John Cena any advice about turning heel. John Cena recently turned heel for the first time in 22 years, aligning with The Rock and attacking Cody Rhodes at Elimination Chamber. Many drew parallels between this turn and Steve Austin's turn at WrestleMania 17, where he decided to align with Vince McMahon. Steve Austin, during a recent interview with Zach Haydorn of Sports Illustrated, reflected on how poorly executed and received his heel turn was, and said he doesn't feel like he's in a position to give John Cena any advice on how to successfully turn heel after being such a long-running babyface. He said, quote, "No, I wouldn't give Cena any advice because I loved working heel when I was in WCW. I loved working heel when I first came into WWE because that was a true heel. When I turned heel at WrestleMania 17, the people didn't want me to turn heel. It was a forced turn. It was my idea. Vince always likes to do something big on a WrestleMania. He didn't do anything big, so I suggested, and he said okay. But it was a shit move. People weren't ready for it. People didn't want it. I liked working heel. I just figured it would go over like gangbusters. So the heel I was trying to be was, trying to be so hated so much so fast, I think I tried too hard. When I look back at it, sure, I got to push the creative envelope and do a lot of things that were cool or whatever, and push the envelope in a different direction and go out on a limb, but people didn't want me to turn heel, so I should have never have done that. So I don't think that I'm in a position where I need to offer John Cena any advice from Steve Austin." And finally, a bit of an update here when it comes to TNA Wrestling. Frankie Kazarian dropping some interesting news when it comes to potential distribution deal for the company. TNA Wrestling has shown growth over the past year, with crowds increasing and a partnership with WWE leading to more visibility. The next step for TNA Wrestling, a bigger distribution deal, according to Frankie Kazarian. Now, this is certainly very interesting stuff. Now, he has said, quote, "Talking internally to management, that is the focus, getting distribution and getting on a bigger network. Getting on Sportsnet 360 in Canada when WWE went to Netflix was massive for us. That's the equivalent of ESPN in Canada, which is going to be a lot more eyeballs on our product. If we could get that, we're in the era of streaming, so dare I say a Paramount Plus, something like that. I know management is working tirelessly on doing that for us. With the momentum we have, I would hope by the end of the year we would have a different distribution deal getting more eyes on us," Kazarian said on Stories with JBL and Gerald Briscoe. TNA Impact airs on their YouTube premium service and Access TV every Thursday. Kazarian is the holder of the Call Your Shot Gauntlet trophy, giving him a shot at the TNA World Championship at any moment. But there you go, guys. The latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. A reminder, you can join the WN365 roster by clicking that join button. You get your badges, your emojis, and your exclusive members-only content. And once again, a reminder, you can see it in the sidebar. You can join me for Monday Night Raw, a live watch-along and a live post-show. John Cena's first heel appearance after turning heel at Elimination Chamber. Raw tonight from Brussels, Belgium. I'll be live 15 minutes before the show goes on the air. That's 6:45 UK time. Be sure to join me then, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.